seen some things. I've seen the way you moved, and I've always respected how you move. Now, I don't know if you always knew what you was doing, and you always knew how you were going to be moving.
Good evening, everyone. I am John. EVON TV, EVON Magazine, EVON Models, everything EVON. That's Xavier. Power Talks. What else you got? Love Talks. Poetry night. You do a lot of stuff. But tonight, we are going to be talking about the importance of social media and other media tools.
I'm coming out of here. My signal. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people know John. So I definitely want people who follow me from poetry, from all the little stuff that I'm doing. I want to introduce you to John. John is an entrepreneur, somebody who I consider to be a business leader, because I think he's a bell trader, and he's definitely paved the way for a lot of people. Just in I think in the entertainment field, a lot of models and even some professionals like designers and stylists and so on. I was first introduced to John's project that I was working on back, I don't know how long ago it was. It was at least 4 or 5 years ago. And I met a young lady, Christine, when she had a House of Fashion. And she introduced me to Jeff. And then it was a model I was working with too. It was like, oh yeah, do you know Jeff? She started mentioning your name. It was talking about back then you wasn't like she was like, well, he's not a model agent or nothing, but he's he helps people get modeling opportunities and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people can contribute where they are in their career to having met you in that light. And so I've seen some things. I've seen the way you moved, and I've always respected how you move. Now, I don't know if you always knew what you was doing, and you always knew how you were going to be moving. But a lot of the steps that I've seen you take, the introduction of EVON Magazine and TV, all of that, man, it's always been so respectable. And I think, and as I've said to John, and as I've said to you, I think that coming together and work together and having some type of professional relationship, we can definitely help market Milwaukee globally on many different levels, from not just fashion, but also media, social media, all of that. And I think these tools that we're using, these go live tools, I see everybody doing, I think that's going to be really, really instrumental. So I'm just glad to be here with you today, brother.
Same with you.
So I mean, I guess we can get started, man. Really, right into the conversation about. Is it 3? Okay. Yeah, we can get started in the conversation, man. Using social media tools, man. Like, have you always really been into it?
Yeah. So before I was in modeling, I was a music artist. I used to do music.
I've heard.
Sorry, I can't do that. You're not listening to the music app.
Siri talking to me. Hold on. Okay, there you go. But yeah, before I got into music, before I got into modeling, I was a local artist. I used to rap.
Yeah.
So
so used to, as in you done with that life or what?
Yeah. So Okay. So music is the reason why I got into modeling. I used to perform at fashion shows. So this was before it was really like popular or known for artists to perform at fashion shows.
Yeah.
In the middle of me performing at shows, people only cared about how to get into modeling. So It's like modeling overtook my music, and then ever since then I've been stuck in it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like I be thinking about going back, Because like now that I've been in modeling for so long, I have the resources, you know, photographers and models and stuff like that, but I can't do both of them full time. I can't do both of them full blown. So like I might as well just stick with this in general. But I be having that itch to go back. It's just difficult.
I mean, yeah, you inspired, man. That's the same thing for me. Like growing up, all I wanted to do was sing, and so I worked with a whole bunch of different organizations in community development and all of that. But I was trying to take the tools and knowledge and everything that I was learning to push my music career. And then one thing just kind of led to another. And somewhere along the way, I picked up a camera, trying to help a friend out. And now here it is. I'm not just doing poetry or singing, but I'm deeply involved now into the media and the marketing. So it's a very similar story. So what else, man? What else from that? Like in terms of what comes after that part of the story? You was doing the music, and then
Yeah. So I went from performing at fashion shows to putting together fashion shows. So you know, it was me, Jeffrey, Mark, Christina, and Eddie. We used to put on Walk It Out Here Fashion Show.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was in control of the social media aspect. So even from when I first got into modeling away from music, I was the main person on social media doing the show or promoting the show.
Right.
After that, the reason why I stopped doing shows is because a lot of models are short, so they couldn't professionally do shows. But everybody could do photo shoots. So I stopped doing fashion shows, got into photo shoots. That's when I teamed up, me and House of Fashion, who's now Nyla Rose. We became business partners.
Mm-hmm.
Also, at the same time, I created EVON Models. So the 3 girls that's in my logo are the very first actual models that was in my modeling team.
Oh yeah.
And we did that 2 or 3 years. It was just us. It was just us 3 or us 4. And then the thing with the magazine that I now do, that came from me getting tired of submitting my photos and then having to wait for somebody to accept them. So it was like I might as well just come out with my own magazine. I actually still got my first magazine.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so you see the models, the House of Fashion right down here. Now my first magazine, it was local based, where it was just all local models. Then I got heavy onto Instagram, and then it opened up to everybody. So right now, I always contribute the 3 original girls on my modeling team. I always contribute them or credit them for the reason for why I am now. Mm-hmm. But I think the reason why I'm growing and I'm starting to learn this new stuff is because of my magazine. But my beginning is fashion shows.
So you was actually interviewing Sierra Janae last week, and you had asked her about like what her 5 or where she wanted to be in 5 years, and she said something that I think was really, really interesting. And she was like, well, you know, it's kind of hard because the plan is always changing.
I know.
And so,
yeah.
Right. And so it reminds me of my own story and your story. And my guy, Bobby Drake, always says that, or he made a post one time, I think, and it might just be a quote from somewhere else, but he was saying that, you know, you create a plan. The plan, like best plan is when you create a plan, the plan fails, and you say, fuck the plan. And that's the plan.
Yeah, so it's like when people ask you, what's your 5-year goal? I've learned to just say, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything because like for my modeling team, I used to want a model agency. And then it changed. Same thing with my magazine. Originally, I wanted to just be Wisconsin based. Then I got on Instagram and it started to grow faster than what I wanted. Well, not what I wanted, but what I expected. So it opened it up to the world. So I have no idea how to ever answer those questions of 5 years, 10 years, like what's the goal? Because things change. So usually when people ask me now, I just say, I'm going wherever it leads me.